Hello and welcome to Suncoast FYI. I'm Annette Gutierrez filling in for Nancy O'Neill. Now on today's show, we welcome Laurel Varnell and Carolyn Mason from Sarasota's Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and Robert Harper from Suncoast Blood Centers, and Jennifer Romanecki from the Maurice Selby Botanical Gardens right here on Suncoast FYI. During this time of severe inflation and rising housing costs, Sarasota County has assistance programs for those struggling financially. One of those programs is called the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And here with me now are Laurel Varnell and Carolyn Mason to share with us the program and how it can provide so much assistance for those who need it. So talk to me about what you guys offer and how much money is involved.
Well, first, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Sarasota County's Emergency Rental Assistance Program, or ERAP for short, is a federally funded program that can provide up to 18 months of rent and utility assistance to eligible households. So we actually just hit a milestone yesterday. We dispersed $12 million into the community, and we have about another $4 million left to spend.
Okay, and so if you can just kind of give me a guesstimate on how many people that will actually help. So $4 million equates to how many people?
So far with that $12 million, we've done 930 households have been assisted. So I can't do the math on that, but it should be another 100 at least households that could be assisted with that funding.
Okay, and so what kind of community impact have you guys seen from the program?
I have seen, as an ambassador that I call the front line, I have seen families yanked from the brink of homelessness through this program, and that's really huge because people fear having to live in their cars or on the street because they can't afford the rent anymore.
Yeah, it's really sad. People are struggling just for food and gas prices.
Yes.
Everything is just getting so much harder. So to lose your home is just, that's on another level.
Yes.
And so if people are interested in participating or joining the program, not joining the program, but receiving help from the program, how can they do that?
So we have a website that has most of our information on it. It's scgov.net/rent. And there's a big green Apply Now button where you can go to submit your application. There's also a lot of resources and frequently asked questions that are on that webpage. We also have many ambassadors, which Carolyn is one of, that are out in the community to provide in-person assistance. And we have a call center that can be reached at 861-RENT that you can call and get more information about the program.
And how does one qualify for the program?
There has to be a financial impact due to COVID-19. Remembering that the governor shut the state down around March 13 of 2020. So the impact, having lost your job or lost hours on your job, that would qualify folks for that part of the qualification.
Okay, and would there be a medical impact as well? Like, let's say someone was hurt or disabled from COVID. I know people have had those kind of disabilities as well. Does that play a role in becoming qualified for the program?
That could work. They have to be able to show that they've incurred some sort of cost. So financial impact is important with that. So if someone, for example, had medical bills that they had to pay off, that could make them eligible for this program.
Okay,
And Laurel said could. What people should do is come in to speak with an ambassador and let us guide them, answer questions face to face for them, and because every case is different, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We've seen 930 people that have been assisted, and every single application, every single household is different. They each have their own very unique story that we work with them. So that is probably the best way to get assistance, is to talk through what your impact was. You have to meet certain income qualifications, so talking through that as well. All of those things are important, and ambassadors are really a great resource for people in the community to get help.
Okay, and so what should people know before they apply?
If they were financially impacted by COVID, come in, let us help you start the application process.
Okay. And now I know we have a lot of temporary residents here in Sarasota. We call them snowbirds. Would they qualify if they're finding they need help, or no, that's kind of a little different?
They have to have a current and valid lease agreement. So if they're here for part of the year and they have that lease agreement and they meet our other qualifications, you do have to be a Sarasota County resident. So if they meet all of that criteria, then they might be eligible. So we have seen a few people in that instance, but usually it's people who live here full time and are struggling to pay their rent.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a lot of good information. Is there anything else you guys want to add, or maybe a question I may have missed?
What I'd like to say is people shouldn't second guess whether they might be qualified for this program. Go into the library at the Betty J. Johnson Library or the Gulf Gate Library. Talk to an ambassador and let us answer your questions. Don't say, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to call, doesn't hurt to chat, doesn't hurt to look online. And so speaking of online, where is that website again for people to go to apply?
The website is scgov.net/rent.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me here on Suncoast FYI. Coming up, I sit down with Robert Harper from Suncoast Blood Centers. Please stay tuned. Blood Centers has served the Suncoast for decades by providing donors with state-of-the-art collection and testing that results in a safe and reliable source of blood for those in need. Here with me today is Robert Harper. He is the Director of Quality Assurance at the Suncoast Blood Centers to discuss all they have to offer and as the newly announced FDA guidelines. So talk to me about those guidelines. I know the focus is mad cow disease. First, explain what that is.
Mad cow disease is a degenerative disease of the central nervous system. It belongs to a family of diseases known as the transmissible spongiform encephalopathies, and it's caused by a prion, which is a tiny protein particle. It's so small, in fact, that it's able to cross the blood-brain barrier. And one of those diseases is transmissible through infected beef. So it's a bovine spongiform encephalopathy or mad cow disease.
Wow, interesting. And so we just heard the FDA has removed some deferral guidelines from mad cow disease. So explain a little bit about that. What do we know?
Yeah, so the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recently removed all the deferral guidelines for geographical risk for variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, VCJD, or mad cow disease. And this means that those donors that were previously ineligible due to travel to the United Kingdom, if they were in the United Kingdom for greater than 3 months cumulative from 1980 through 1996, they were indefinitely deferred. If they had spent time in Ireland or France, or if they had a blood transfusion in the United Kingdom, France, or Ireland, they were indefinitely deferred. And so the FDA has removed that deferral. Those donors are now eligible, and so we at the Suncoast Blood Centers welcome those previously deferred donors back to donating blood.
And so how can you check and see if you have this kind of disease?
They really have to go off of symptoms. Really the only way to detect VCJD is through a spinal tap or post-mortem. So there's not really an economical test for blood centers to perform this testing.
So what are the symptoms? Like you said, you have to do a spinal tap to really identify it. But
so I'm not really sure of the symptoms.
Okay, no
it's
worries.
Neurological symptoms.
Okay, because I don't, like, how would I know if I had it and then I go and get blood or something and then there's that complication.
Right. So that's why it was a deferral through our screening process. And so the FDA has, it's always been a theoretical risk. And so with the recent update, the FDA went back and they looked at their risk assessment and their mathematical models, and they determined that they were able to remove the recommendations for the geographical risk for VCJD, mad cow disease, while improving the donor screening, simplifying the donor screening process, and improving donor eligibility while still maintaining a safe blood supply.
Okay, well, I guess that's really good.
Yeah.
And so the FDA suddenly did change their current thinking, and so what impact will this have on blood supply?
So this is a huge impact, not just for our blood center, but for the blood industry as a whole. So this has been a 23-year-old deferral that's been in place. And when the deferral first came out, we lost 5% of our donors, our actual donating donor base. And with the military, it was even worse. We lost 30 to 40% of our military individuals that were donating blood. So this brings those donors back into the fold. They're now able to donate. So we really want to get the word out that that the deferral has been removed. Those donors that have been previously deferred, but also those donors that have self-deferred. So if they, hear that, oh, I can't donate because I've been to Europe for mad cow disease, and I'm not even going to try. So we want to let them know that, they're welcome to come in and donate blood.
Okay, well, that's good. Now we have more people donating blood, because I know there's always a need, especially during hurricane season and with the Texas shooting and everything.
Yeah.
There's always a need in hospitals and cancer patients. So that's good.
Yes.
This is good news, and we want to make sure that you guys are aware. And if you want to donate, of course, all that information will be online at, what is the
suncoastblood.org.
Perfect. So you can visit them and you can get more details on how to donate blood. Up next on Suncoast FYI, Jennifer Romanecki from the Marie Selby Botanical Gardens. Don't go anywhere. Established in 1973, the Marie Selby Gardens offers bayfront sanctuaries that connect people with air plants of the world, native nature, and our own regional history right here on the Suncoast. And here with me now is Jennifer Romanecki to discuss the upcoming summer events at the Gardens. Thank you for joining me.
Great. Well, thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, of course. Excited to have you. And so we're going to have a lot to talk about, right? You guys are always busy and bustling.
Yes.
So I know you guys are currently ending the spring exhibition, right? It's almost closed, it's almost finished. So can you tell me a little bit about that show and how people can see it?
Absolutely. So yes, we're in the last couple of weeks of our big blockbuster exhibit, Robert Mapplethorpe and Patti Smith, Flowers, Poetry, and Light. And basically this interdisciplinary show showcases the renowned 20th century photographer Mapplethorpe's images of flowers in dialogue with rock icon Patti Smith's lyrics and poetry of the same subject. And then the X factor is the horticultural interpretations done by Selby Gardens' own team. So it's a really dynamic, exciting exhibit. It's been reviewed in London's Financial Times. So it's just been great, and it's only on through June 26th.
Okay.
So get on over there and see it.
Yes, right around the corner. That sounds really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's making words come to life through the visual plants, right?
Exactly, and it's
Very
been
cool.
amazing to work with a living artist in Patti Smith, who also agreed to be Selby Gardens artist in residence, which is really exciting.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah.
And so what's coming up next at your downtown Sarasota campus?
So coming up, opening July 16th, is a show called Flora Imaginaria, the flower in contemporary photography. And basically, we decided to make this whole year about photography at our downtown Sarasota campus because, it's certainly a dynamic art form, but it's also an important tool for documenting the plant world. And so we will have 70 contemporary photographs on view, both indoors and outdoors. So it really will be innovative to have particularly the outdoor component of photographs on view at what we call our living museum.
Okay, yes, I'm familiar.
Yes.
And so for those who are interested in going out to that, when is the date and how can they get information on that?
So that show opens July 16th, and just go to our website at selby.org and it'll run through the summer.
Perfect. Okay, and Selby Gardens also has a companion campus in Osprey. Tell our viewers about that.
Yes. So we have our iconic Osprey campus, really, what we call our historic Spanish Point campus. And basically, it's 30 bayfront acres that gives us the chance to focus on native Florida plants. And it's such an oasis. You know, you should go there in the morning, stay for lunch. It's the perfect place to enjoy bay breezes. And we also have an exciting art show on view there as well.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So On View is a show called Seeing the Invisible. And what it is we have 13 international artists represented in augmented reality with amazing sculptures that are truly digital. And what you do is download an app on your phone from our website before you go, and the artworks are dropped into the historic Spanish Point landscape. So it really becomes part of your reality. And it's really exciting. We have world-renowned contemporary artists represented, and it's a perfect way to stroll the 30 acres and really almost go on a treasure hunt looking for the different works of art.
Well, that's really neat. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy that. It's a place of respite, but also a place of like this exploration, right?
Absolutely, and it's all right on Little Sarasota Bay, so you get those wonderful bay breezes throughout the visit.
Okay, very good. And now, is there anything else happening this summer at Selby Gardens that we all should know about?
Sure, so we have lots of programs happening. One in particular that I think is a great summer outing is Set Sail with Selby Gardens. And so basically the downtown Sarasota campus and the historic Spanish Point campus, they're both on the bay. And so why not see them both and get on a boat and connect the two? And so it's a great program. It's on Saturdays, and it's a full day excursion from about 10 to 3, including lunch. And you get to see both campuses and the stretch of bay between them, and it's really a lot of fun.
Okay, well, I love being on the boat, so I may have to check that out. Maybe we can do a little story on that later when it happens. So when is that going to be starting?
So we actually started it in January, and it's been sold out. It's been amazing. We've had about 600 people go through on boats since January. And so it's running now on Saturdays, and you can get tickets at selby.org.
Very good. Okay, well, you guys have a lot going on. There's definitely something to keep you busy at any of the locations of Selby Gardens, and I know you guys just always have something more in store for them. So appreciate you and Selby Gardens for offering us that place of respite, a place to smell the roses.
Yes.
And the orchids and all of that. But thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show today, and thank you for joining us on Suncoast FYI. If you would like to promote your nonprofit or community event, we would love to hear from you, and this is a complimentary service. So please call our producer, Adam Huntley, at 941-361-4645, or you can email fyi@snntv.com. To view previous episodes, you can go to snntv.com and click on the What's On tab. I'm Annette Gutierrez, and we'll see you next week on Suncoast FYI.